Hello, good morning, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Let me just stop the music here for a minute. Okay, so Happy New Year to all of you, and welcome to the beginning of our 60-day trading challenge. I don't know how often I'll put up videos about this, but we'll have messages in our group regularly. In December, I hope all of you had followed the steps that I shared in the group. December was our preparation month, and I shared several steps what to do to open up the TradingView account and to begin to identify stocks that have the stock price on the top, 20-day moving average below that, 60-day moving average below that, and the 200-day moving average below that. Identify several of those, maybe about 5 to 10 of those, and move those to the top of your watch list. That's one of the first steps I've shared with you. The next thing was to draw lines of support and resistance. Okay, I've put up several videos last month. I did a whole lot of videos and a lot of messages, audio, not only the video, but all videos, but also audio messages on how to take each of these steps. Several of you contacted me personally, and others put messages in the group. Thank you so much for that. So today we begin. So what do we do? Well, I'm going to look at a few things right here on the chart. Remember, as I shared with you, stick with the charts, okay? Keep your eyes on the charts. Okay, so if you look at Nifty here, one of the things you'll notice is that we are near the all-time high. It went up close to the all-time high, and then, of course, came back up, came back down again. And so this seems to be the process. Let me show you a couple of stocks below this, that's on this watch list to show you what we need to do right now. Okay, so for example, if you're looking at a stock like Federal Bank, okay, here's an example. What I would do is I would draw the lines of support and resistance. Here it is on the bottom. Here is a line of support on the bottom right here. I hope you can see that. And that's because the price tried to come down here and found support right here. Now, before I had the lines of support, and you just saw me moving that further up, right over here. Okay, that's where I had it before. And then I have now moved it a little bit further up. Now, why was it here before? Because this really was the line of support. But then again, up here, now we have another support because last week. All right, now, what we're going to do right now is I want you to have about 5 to 10 of these stocks on your watch list, and every day look at this, okay? As soon as you see it breaking out above the upper resistance, for this situation, it's the all-time high, okay? But even that, now remember, the all-time high is a very strong resistance. As soon as it breaks out of that resistance, okay, especially with the all-time high, what I would do is wait till the next day to see if there's a retracement back to this line again, and then wait for a confirmation move up. Once you see that confirmation move up, you go in with about 20% of the investment that you're planning to put in. Let's suppose it's 1,000 rupees. Okay, so you put in about 20% or 30%, okay, of that 1,000 rupees into that stock. And then wait a couple of more days and see if the trend continues up. Then you put another 20, 30%. If it continues up, put another 20. Keep doing it until you put in that 100%, approximately maybe 1,000 rupees. Or if you're trading with 1 lakh, that much. But those of you who are new, I encourage you to trade only with a smaller amount, maybe about 3,000 or something like that. Okay, now remember the all-time high, when you're playing with that, that's tricky business because the all-time high is a very heavy resistance, but you still can trade it. Here's another one, FACT. Look at this. One of our newer traders shared this stock the other day, and you'll notice a nice movement here. The stock price above the 20 above the 60, and the 60 above the 200. But also notice that, look at the distance between the 20 and the stock price. You see that? It's very close right here. And then soon it begins to, as the price goes higher and higher and higher, the difference between these two becomes greater, right? Look at this. The difference, the space between the current price and the 20-day moving average seems to be greater. Most of the time, when that space gets greater and greater, there's usually a pullback closer to the 20. So what is going to happen today? Markets will open about 9:15. What's going to happen? Well, of course, I cannot predict the future, but often we do know what happens is that this price movement is very nice, but there's a good chance that it can retrace back. Now, FACT, I'm looking at trading this maybe this week or something like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for another kind of a retracement like this. I'm going to wait for one more retracement, maybe 2 or 3 bars coming down. And then when it confirms, I'll jump in, like right here. Okay. All right. That's one of the things you can do. Normally with this one, we would be drawing lines of support and resistance. Here's a line of support right here. Okay. I'll put my support resistance line right there. Now, where's the next line of resistance? Actually, it's right here. Look at that. That right there is that line of resistance, and it has been crossed. Okay, so we don't know what's going to happen. We might find another line of resistance up here somewhere, and we'll see what happens. Either way, I'm waiting for that to happen and to retrace. Okay, so now let's say you had entered right over here. Let's say you entered right over here and purchased. Remember, make this bottom support, the previous support, make that your stop loss. Okay, and put it into your Zerodha account. By the way, if anyone does not have a Zerodha account, if you don't have a brokerage account, let me know, and I will send you a link. And as soon as you open that, you can begin to make your trades. But first step is to have the trading view account. Okay, so this is what I would do with something like FACT. Okay. So basically, you make about a watch list, and on the top of the watch list, can you see it here? On the top of the watch list, have some of your best stocks. What is the best stocks? Some that are like this. Look at this. It was right here. Look at what was going on previously. This stock, the movement of this company or the movement of the stock price was like worthless. Look at that. If you had entered right there, you'd be just sitting on your hands doing nothing, and your cash would be sitting there doing nothing. But as soon as, look at this, as soon as our pattern begin to form, okay, the stock price going above right there, look at that, and then the above the 20 and the 20 above the 60 and the 60 above the 200, look what happened. And how much would you have gained if you entered right at the beginning? Well, excuse me, right at that point right there, if you entered right there, and let's see, how do I do this? Is it not? Yeah, here it is. If you entered right there and you exited, last Friday, or whenever that last day, last Friday, all right, that would have been, let's see, what is the beginning of that? Come on, here we are. Okay, so the beginning of that will be the 17th of November. Okay, so November till the end of December, to the 30th of December. That's 1 month and 1 week, or 1 month, 1.5 months. Let's say it's 1.5 months. But look at the profit that you would have gained at that level, just in that much time. Okay, why is this not responding? Excuse me. Here we are. Okay, that would have given you about 67%. I don't understand why it's saying minus 67, but that's not correct. That would have been 67% you would have made within that short amount of time. Okay. All right. My laptop is misbehaving here. Let me bring it under control here. All right, here it is. Look at that. No, not 67%, right? Look at that. Look at that. From about halfway in November, or even further. I would not have entered until this green bar right here, until that pattern actually broke out. So that would have been even closer. That date would have been even closer. Let's look at that green bar. If we go to that green bar, all right, look at that. If we go to that green bar, you entered right there. That would have been just a little bit over a month, okay, a month and 1 week. And look at that, 208%. 208%. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying you're going to get, 208% every month or anything like that. I'm just trying to show you the benefit of this pattern. Okay. Now, does this work 100% of the time? Nothing is 100%. Let's suppose it's about 80% of the time. You go back through and look at the history of all of these stocks and that are in this pattern, you'll see a very nice movement. I've seen it like 50, 60%, 100%, 150, even like this over 200%. It's just amazing. Okay. So this is what you do. And the next one, NTPC, I've got many like this right here. So when I see something like this, okay, which was in a proper pattern, right? And what I would want to do is I would want to exit as soon as the 20 goes below the 60. Right there is what I would where I would have exited. Okay, this is where my entry would have been right over here. All right, let's look at that. How much would I have made if I entered right there? That would have been August. Okay, August 1st, right? If I entered August 1st, all right, and let's see, why is this showing a negative? All right, let me get rid of that and do another one. And so I could get it right properly. Here it is. Okay. So let's say, okay, it would have gone up. Although the highest would have been 23% in November. But then when I got out, that would have been 14%. Okay, look at that. August to the end of December, it would have been 14%, not very much, right? But still, even if you got that in the bank, you'll get what, 6%, 7% in a year. Okay, in a few months you got this much. All right, so this would probably be one of our less profitable trades. Okay, so this is something that I've shown many times. Here's another one that had gone down right there. Okay, it was in the right pattern, in a good pattern, but it had gone down. All right, look at that. That would have been 24% within that much time. That's where I would have exited. Okay, even though that's a negative example, still look at how much you still would have made. Okay. All right. So, but always remember, as you do that, make sure that the 200 is on the bottom. Okay, and the 60 is above that, and that the 20 is above that. Okay, so this is what I want you to do during this month, beginning this week. Look at your watch list every single day. Spend about 5 to 10 minutes looking at this watch list, and then draw your lines of support and resistance, like right here. But of course, this was one that I would not be looking at anymore. Okay, because that's out of our the pattern that we were looking for. This one also is not in that pattern. Look at that. See right there? I would have exited right over here. I would have gone this far. I would have exited right there. All right. And by the way, if you are trading new and you see the all-time high very close, just stay away from that. Okay. NHPC, again, it turned below, so I wouldn't be trading that either. Okay, this one still playing too close right here, but let's look for stock price above the 20. Look for stock price above the 20. All right, and you'll find less like that right now because of the last month's movement, and I think only this week we'll see if we'll have a better movement. PNB looks good. Look at that right there. Looks good right there. And here's something that now what I would do with something like PNB. All right, draw some lines of support and resistance. Here is a line of resistance right here. Okay, the stock price would not go higher than that. And here is a line of support right there. Okay, and I would draw that right here, support and resistance. I would draw that, and now I would keep this and watch this every day and wait for the price to go up and break out from here. There, I would buy about 20 or 30%, and then wait 1 or 2 more days. If the price continues up, buy another 20, 30%. But remember, as soon as you buy, make this your stop loss. Okay, this right here would become your stop loss. And when you buy the second lot, right, when you buy your second 20 or 30%, at that time, make sure you adjust your GTT, adjust your stop loss, and change the quantity. All right, make sure to change the quantity. So just spend 5 to 10 minutes every day just watching these stocks, and then get away from it. Okay, don't spend all your time right here. This one right here, the pattern is not good. Look at that, 20 is up on top, but then below that is not the 60, it is the 200. So I would stay away from that one. Canara Bank is a good one. It's in a good position right now. Okay, I've had several people ask me the question of what's a good stock to trade. My answer is I don't know. Okay, I don't know is the answer. Better answer is when is the good time to trade. Okay, so Canara Bank, here will be my support right there on the bottom. My resistance line would be right up here on top. That would be my resistance line. And let's see what happens, okay? If this breaks out, I would be interested in buying 20 or 30%. And then I'd wait a couple of more, and then immediately I would put my stop loss right here, and then I would wait a couple of days and see if the price continues going up. If it does, then I would add another 20, 30%, and then I would wait a couple of more days. If the price continues up, I would add another 20, 30%, and I would keep doing that until I put in my entire 100% of what I am intending to buy with Canara Bank, like this. So what to do? Daily, watch carefully your best stocks on your watch list. Wait for the resistance to break out. Okay, right now, if you haven't done it, make sure you open up your trading view charts. Make sure you draw lines of support and resistance, and your best stocks, okay, the ones that are in the best position, like Canara Bank seems to be in a good position, move them to the top. Okay, move them to the top and watch it daily. And then as soon as it crosses over, buy 20 or 30% and make this bottom support as your stop loss, and you buy more if it continues in your direction, and then change the quantity of your stop loss. Okay, now then the big question is how long to hold on to it. Here's my suggestion: don't sell at all right now. Don't sell until you see the 20 crossing below the 60. Don't sell until you see the 20 crossing below the 60. I'm going to show you one of my trades that are not doing good, and something that I'm about to sell right here. Look at this. Here's something that the 20 has just gone below the 60. This is something I need to get out. Or I could hold on to the stop loss and wait until the stop loss is violated. When it gets that place, I can get out. Either one, okay? I could get out here, or I could let it stop me out, all right? So either way, but you might think, oh no, so you're actually, this is another losing trade. Well, let's suppose that I had gotten in right at the beginning of this move right here, and I got out as soon as this the 20 went below the 60. Look at that. That would be 34% right there. 34% from July to December, right? 6 months, 5 months, 34%. Hey, not bad. It's not 200%, but that's not bad. I would take it. Okay, so let's say you get a few like this, but you'll end up with a few that are in the 100%, 200% range as well. Okay, so that's what I'm suggesting to you. Stay in the trade until the 20 goes below the 60. How long will that take? It might go beyond the 60-day trading challenge. It might take you to 2, 3, 4 months, but stay there as my suggestion, okay? Or you can take about 10 or 20% and get out and take the profit. That's something else you can do as well. All right, this is what I'm suggesting for you. 60-day trading challenge. If anyone has not started, go watch my video on that, and the below that video on the 60-day trading challenge, the introduction to that, I have put the steps, what to do. It's all given there. So please go ahead and go ahead and begin. And if you have any doubts and questions, please leave those questions in the trading group, and let's begin. Thank you. Have a great day. And I want to share my blessings for this new year as well. Thank you so much. Bye now.